Welcome, everybody out there to Divorce Devil episode 216. Today we're talking about life buoys, as in that little round white and red thing we throw out in the pool when you're drowning.
Yeah.
So what can be your life buoys in divorce recovery?
Welcome to the Divorce Devil podcast, a show tailor-made for those stepping out of the divorce recovery space. Follow your hosts, David and Rachel, as they dive into the all-too-familiar shitstorm of the more than interesting end-of-the-road divorce topics, stories, and discussions. While realizing it can be a trying stage, they have been where you are and understand the struggle. And yes, the struggle is real. They know that recovery can be such a clusterfuck. Check out the podcast if you feel like you're juggling chainsaws, then strap in and hold on for some honesty, authenticity, and hard-in-your-face, irrefutable truths. This innovative podcast is not for the faint-hearted, so if you can't handle the certain truths, just keep it moving. If you can, welcome to the show.
Take it.
When you sent this to me, the first thing that comes to mind is your village. It's the people in the lifeline of support people. I think a lot of times when we're going through something, I know a lot, not everybody, right? Because if I say everybody does that, everyone's like, not me. No, I think a majority of people, when you're going through something hard, shut down and close off. You don't want anybody else to know you're hurting because then you feel weak and you don't want to feel vulnerable. So I think those people the buoys there, right? You just may not always need to reach out for it. Sometimes they don't float towards you, right? Sometimes it just is in your path.
That the opportunity is there that you can save yourself if you need to.
Yeah. So I think the right people can make you feel seen, heard, and safe. I think knowing that if I needed someone, there's two handfuls of people I can call and be like, I need you right now. And so that was a big thing, especially because we lived here and all of our families back east. So I really thought I was going through it alone. But those people in my life that some of them I thought were acquaintances, they turned out to be the most valued people. And then actually the friends that I thought they weren't there.
Bastards.
Yeah. And what's for you?
Let's go with therapy. Either group therapy, single therapy, divorce therapy. We both went through therapy.
Yeah.
We're therapizing people now, which is scary. And our divorce recovery podcast is therapy.
Oh my gosh. If it wasn't for this podcast, and again, just because we're on air and I'm sitting in front of you, it doesn't mean that I have to talk kindly to you. But I'm thankful for you and the podcast and listening to my squirrelisms and allowing my thought process to
you actually bullied your way onto the podcast, right?
I know I did, yeah. Thanks.
I just want you to admit that.
No,
I feel better now. Thank you.
I do.
Thank you.
But look.
I'll be there Thursday. Okay.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there. Oh, by the way, I like doing that, so let's do that again. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jonesing. Thursday.
Just for that small segment that I was on and with the people we're on, it was really like, I think I can do this. I think a different perspective because we were on mansplaining.
Oh God, I remember that episode. That was a different podcast.
Yeah, that was dating.
Yeah, dating and mansplaining. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think.
And what is love?
What's love got to do? Okay. But yeah, so I think and the therapy doesn't have to be sitting in front of someone. I know a lot of people don't want to go out of their house when it first happens. You can Zoom it. You can over the phone it. There's a whole bunch of different things. I know a lot of times we hear that. Again, we're not sponsored, but Better Health. There's things that you can go on TV, get you some help. It's okay to ask for help. And in this society, I think a lot of it is like, if you either follow one way or the other, do for you, get for you, find your inner peace. Don't make it about someone else. Don't make it be, I have to get better for this person, whatever. You need to get better for you.
What about one of your go-to?
Journaling. I think journaling I've always been someone that likes to write, and I've always wanted to write books and tell a story.
People out there, why journaling you think is so good?
Because you can reflect back on where you were and how far you
were back in the day.
Yeah, how emotionally distraught. And I think one of the biggest things that the podcast and journaling has done for me, especially when I go back and listen to a podcast, number 47, anybody who wants to know, episode 47 is my favorite. When I have to come to a realization that I haven't healed, but then also going, girl, get past that. You've done that. You saw that. You're
You were
okay.
jacked up.
You know what to do and you have the tools to do it. Like, do what you say. Don't just be that hot air. So I think a lot of times when you reflect on it, it's, I might have been the problem. I might have been the one causing fights. I might have been this. I might have done whatever caused your divorce. If you caused it, if you're the main factor in it, own up to it. It's so lifting. It takes off such a weight from you that if you just say, okay, I fucked up, or I did this, or I don't know how to fix it. And yes, it's turned into a divorce, and maybe I can do better next time, or maybe I can apologize to my spouse.
Next time.
And it doesn't have to be marriage, just in the next relationship, or apologize to the people around you. You broke up a marriage, or you broke up families, like not just your core part, but all those extensions of those families,
Correct.
like in-laws and whatever you want to call it. So I think reflection and journaling and all these things is really a big deal, because oh, look at me, I sent an angry text and I didn't have to. Maybe he wasn't saying it in an angry manner. Maybe he was trying to be nice, and then it turned into a snowball, and then I just poked the bear and all the things. So again, reflection, writing it down too, I think releases it through the pen onto the paper, and now the paper's in charge of it, right? If we just get to that basics, now the paper is holding the weight of your thoughts.
Something we've never ever talked about. This is the first time. This is the cousin of journaling. Vision board.
Oh yeah.
We've never talked about a vision board.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
So I do that diabetic support group for students in our district, like that. And one of the first days, that's what we do. What does it? Yeah. So we do it for children with diabetes. So what does it look like for you as a child that is diabetic? And a lot of times they can't have sugar, they can't have this, they can't have that. Then we pull out this vision board and it looks like everybody else's. You can do all the things. You just have to prepare different. You have to have the tools. You have to have your insulin available. You have to make sure your pump's working. You might have to make sure this working. And the journey's the same. It's just there's a little extra steps or maneuvering in how you do things. So I think vision board is really good, because you're like, set a goal.
Why don't we do a vision board one day?
Okay.
Get some glue, get some pictures, throw a board together and say, hey, this is our vision board. What is yours?
Yeah.
Send in your vision board. That'd be cool.
There you go. Yeah. Send us a picture of your, and again, if you're technologically advanced, vision boards can be freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm cutting out the old G magazine and let's get the Vogue out there, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be.
I would get the Playboy and just cut some stuff out.
Put your head on top of the body picture.
Put it on Canva. Playboy on Canva, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, vision board we've never ever talked about.
Yeah, and that's a strong, again,
just as much as journaling. I'm
very visual. My thought process of things is, if you show me how to do something, I learn better than if I just have to read it. Right? If I just have to spurt out the words, I'm like, what does that mean? But if you show me a picture, generally I can, some type of graphic or something explaining it, it sticks in my mind easier. And I think with vision boards is, I want to have that beach house. I want to be able to travel. I want to do this. I want to be happy in love. I want to trust my partner. I want to do this. So all these things that are up here floating around, put them down on paper, whether it's journaling or vision boards or whatever it is, I think helps you organize your thoughts. And then your reflection's a lot easier. If you can, I got close to that, but then you have to pull that partner off the board. Or I may not go to Hawaii, but I might go to Bermuda, or I may, stuff like that. So I think vision boards are really good too, especially if you're a visual person.
What's your next one?
My next one is emotional awareness. I didn't realize how depressed I was, because I thought I was handling everything. I was doing my thing. I walked away. I was the one that pulled the plug. I thought I was handling it.
So it's almost take a step outside yourself.
Until I got on a podcast and they asked me about childhood trauma and what's my love language. And love languages generally are what you didn't have when you were a child. And mine was quality time. Mine was just, I didn't have that presence of an adult all the time that I needed it, because they were supporting my sibling who absolutely physically and emotionally needed it. So I don't think we're emotionally aware of what our thermometer is, like our emotional thermometer. Am I at a boiling point where I'm just going to explode and I'm done and I can't take anymore and have the nervous breakdown and the firemen have to show up and all the things? Or am I so emotionally stuck in a bottle where I can only get through if I'm drinking, but I won't know that until I'm either at a rehab or I hurt somebody or I drive my car and have an accident. So there's a lot of little things I think we need to check in with ourselves when we're going through divorce. Like, all right. And I think that's why journaling works out too, because a lot of times journaling has on the top, what's your mood? How you feeling today? Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did your day go? How many times do you think about your divorce? How many times did you say it would just be easy if I stayed? Or there's a lot of little factors that will show how you're actually feeling that day. So I think most emotional awareness, and every time I say the word emotional, I feel like it's emotional damage, that, meme that's out there. But I think we do more harm than good when not checking in on ourselves.
Self-care.
And again, what's the response when someone says, how you doing?
I'm
fine. It's fine. I'm good. It's okay.
good.
I'm here. But how about if
It's
someone,
almost like a badge.
yeah. If someone says to you, David, how you doing today? You know what? Today on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about a 7. I could have done better. Tomorrow's a new day. I wrote a nasty text. I had an explosion. I took a simple comment from my ex out of line and I did not handle it. Look how easier that is to go.
Yep.
I've admitted that I didn't have a great day. Or, you know what? I killed it today. I said, no, thanks for asking, but sorry, that's not going to work for me today. And that's a 10.
Damn. And no is a complete sentence.
No, it's a complete sentence.
One of mine is a financial advisor or someone who knows money and or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that one of yours?
No.
Damn it. Good.
God damn it.
You have lots of friends, and some of your friends are money savvy.
Yeah.
And even if you aren't, say, hey, I got this and this. What do you think? What should
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I think before you're married, I know everybody says that you have to go over religion and this and the bank accounts and all stuff. But I think at 22, when I was going through it, I was just like, I'm so happy I'm getting out of the situation that I have and it'll all be great. Now, when I first met my ex, I was making more than him only because he had started a new job. But I was working 3 jobs making what he made at 1. So in my mind, I was a better provider. But
you were exhausted.
But So I think what happens is, that won't happen to me. I won't get divorced. I'm in this for the long haul. Divorce isn't going to happen. I told myself it's not going to happen.
Yep.
My parents divorced. I know how shitty that was, how shitty it felt as a kid, as an adult. I never wanted to get to the space where I gave up. I think a lot of times when you get divorced, you think you're really hard on yourself. And financially, I wish I was smarter. The bills were being paid. Half the time I paid the bills. So I'm like, I know the bills are getting paid, but I didn't know all the things that were in my name that I didn't know about, or the craziness with the IRS I talk about.
A little bit more financial savvy.
Just a simple question was like, where we stand, like where we at? Can I see the tax statement? Let's do it together. Even though it was taken to an accountant and stuff, I want to see what my name is on. What I'm signing, I need to read that.
I want to touch it.
Yeah. And I thought because we had joint bank accounts that I should know, I knew everything, but I obviously didn't. But we grow, we learn all the things. But yeah, talk about the things that are important to you, because your person may not know those are important to you. Like financial stability was really important to me because I was super poor as a kid. So the moment I had over $1,000 in my bank, I was like, we're rich. Gotta be rich. I got $1,000 in the bank. Now I'm like, what? I got $1,000 in the bank. I cannot have $1,000. There is no way.
It's
perspective.
degrees.
Yeah. So I think do better at knowing your life.
What about new hobbies?
Yes.
Something new. Go out and do things you weren't able to do. Italian food.
Yeah.
Just do new stuff.
It can literally be, instead of being home, doom scrolling on your phone, go for a walk.
There's
go
so much
outside.
stuff out there. Yep.
If you have a pet, but really, do you want to?
But don't go out and get a dog or a cat right away.
Don't go outside naked to pick up the Amazon packages.
Unless it's very dark and no one can see you.
But everybody has a Ring camera that sees through the dark time.
Yeah. But
it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, but if your skin is black, it doesn't really matter. They can't see you.
I'm not allowed to paint my skin black because that's frowned upon.
Yeah.
But no, if you used to paint, or if you've never painted, get a freaking paint by never. Go to one of those painting with a twist things.
Yeah,
go
paint with a twist.
dance in your kitchen. Do something different.
Dance naked in the kitchen.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Turn the radio on. Listen to some music that you haven't listened. Listen to some music that you used to listen to with your parents as a kid, or, that one time you went on a road trip with your friends and how much fun you had. Listen to that. Watch a
Know what I
movie.
did? Know what I did last week?
What?
I made 2 playlists on Spotify.
You did?
And one is called Post-Divorce Party Like a Rock Star.
Nice.
Another one is called In the Divorce Storm. And I put songs I remembered that period in the playlist.
Mine was all like Dermot Kennedy, dark and gloom and blah,
All of it?
And it was like, mrr, mrr,
Oh, man. Mine was like, hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You
oh
blow
my
my
God,
head,
Tony
Mickey.
Basil.
Oh, yeah. I had some crazy shit on there.
Okay, so here's 3rd grade Rachel. Did got the cheerleader outfit on, right? So this would be 82 or 83-ish.
You have the dark
And
eyeliner
on the stage for the talent show.
for Mickey. He's so fine.
So fine, you blow my mind.
Can you do the same dance now?
Hey, Mickey.
Can you do the same dance now to hurt yourself?
I still have my tap shoes, boy.
Yeah.
But the story gets better. I wear those tap shoes most of the day. And then all of a sudden the door opens. It's my dad. He just hands me a pair of sneakers. We sit in the hallway.
Shoes off.
Put the sneakers on. He took the tap shoes, and we never spoke of it again.
Dang. Social activities.
You're welcome.
Social
Yeah.
activities. Join a volleyball club.
Pickleball.
Any ball.
Especially, let me tell you, where we are in Denver and Springs and stuff like that, there's a lot of outdoor activities for singles. There's a lot of outdoor activities for divorcees. There's a lot of activities out there that are like-minded people doing like-minded things. Now, some people like to hike on purpose. I do it but complain because I can't breathe. But find your people, even outside of your main village. Find new folks. You don't know, that person could lead you to your new person, or that person can lead you to adventures. All these things, there's so many travel groups out there.
Yep.
Just do something for you now that you can. And again, if you have no money, a lot of those are free. You can meet at a park, you do a hike, learn some naturey stuff, hopefully not get attacked by a mountain lion.
Meetups. Meetup.com.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. But yeah, so there's stuff like that. I think one that really got me, I know we talk about self-care a lot, but don't be so hard on yourself. Self-compassion. I think that we are the anchor of our life. And depending on where we're at, we're either in the boat or we're at the bottom of the ocean. We're either being pulled up by something or being thrown back out because we didn't learn our lesson.
Is that the same thing as a me time? Kind of. Huh?
Yeah. I think that means just because I'm going through a divorce doesn't mean we talk about this a lot too. When I first got divorced, I'm like, no one's going to want me. I have 3 kids. I got no money. I'm basically homeless because I was living with a friend's parents. I have no way of getting an apartment at this time. There were so many things where I could have just been like, I am shit. But I'm in this situation because I can no longer be in the situation I was before without just running away. There was times I was just like, if I just wasn't here, and I don't mean hurt myself or anything. If I just got in the car and drove back home,
just disappear.
It'd be fine. And not that I would leave my son or anything, but in my mind, in those desperate days when you're sitting in the shower crying, or you're in the house by yourself and you don't have your child, or all the things, there are so many times where it's just like, it'd just be easier to go back and deal with the hardship and the disrespect and the loss of love, or the loss of communication, or the loss of whatever, that I think we need to be easier on ourselves, going, you made a decision, we're going to get through it. It's okay to feel however you do. I know this is I think one of the phrases that helped me a lot, and I don't know where I heard it from, it's, I can do hard things. I can get through hard times. I think we, as humans, we go right to that negative. It's never going to be great again. I'm the worst. This is that. And it's easier to be negative than to be positive on yourself and kind on yourself. And then you don't want to be labeled as, oh, she's narcissistic because all she thinks about herself. Because there were times where I had friends that want to do interventions because they thought I was not being a good friend. I'm like, you guys haven't even fucking asked me about my divorce. You haven't asked me how I'm doing. It's all about, you need this from me, but I can't give it. So now I'm a bad friend.
You are?
Like, what? do you understand that I'm in the ditch? Like I'm face
I'm in
down
the storm.
in the ditch, and you are you're upset at me and want to do an intervention because I'm not giving you the attention that you need in your life.
Damn.
So I'm a bad friend. That's when I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's crazy.
This has to be, okay, where's Ashton Kutcher? I'm sure I'm being punked.
What about patience for yourself?
I think that's self-compassion. I think that's,
So what about gratitude?
I think
Gratitude's
self-compassion too is that no is a complete sentence. Don't feel guilty with saying no. You don't have to say no and then give an excuse, because once you're giving me an excuse, I know it's not really true.
No.
Just be like, nah, I can't make it. And I don't need a why. I don't need my brother's dogs, uncles, cousins, nieces, sister-in-laws had puppies. Okay.
With a toothache.
But why can't you keep a date? Like, why can't you keep a commitment to an event or something? There are so many times where I just didn't want to. And it was, what excuse can I come up with that is believable enough that they won't be like, oh, she's lying. But then in hindsight, I wish I would have said, you know what? I'm just not feeling like going today. I've just had a really rough day.
And be done.
Done. Or no.
No.
And again, it's harder to do.
People
It's hard.
like,
It's easier to say than to do, but no. Even at work, sometimes joking, like someone will say something to me, and I'm just like, no. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, not no, but right now, no.
hell no.
There's a fuck no, hell no, and a ba-da-dum-bum no.
Yeah, I think that patience with yourself is very important
Yeah.
because you actually give yourself grace in order to screw up.
And I think divorce is hard. And yes, there's books and there's podcasts and all. You may not find the Divorce Devil podcast until you're done with it. You've been through the divorce, and hopefully you find us when you're starting out, you're going through it. You like, I need to listen to someone be goofy or whatever. But I think a lot of times we're like, where's the manual on this? Where's this is what you do first. This is what you do second. Where's the IKEA manual version for divorce? You're going to miss some pieces. It's probably going to fall apart a couple times. You're going to have to go back to the beginning and restart what you did, or a Lego manual. Because sometimes a little clear piece that you can't see on the page is the most vital part. I think you just have to be kind to yourself. Just be easy. Just don't be so hard on yourselves.
So why are life buoys so important?
Because I generally think in the human experience, you're not in it alone, and you shouldn't have to be. And someone is either been through it or been through something similar, or like I compared myself to my parents' divorce, and it was nothing like my parents' divorce. Nothing. There was parts that were similar, but it wasn't the same.
Just the word.
Just because that umbrella of divorce means that you're in the same club doesn't mean you're in the same section of the club. Like you're a new member, you've been a member for 30 years. You got remarried, so now you're in another club plus this club. And so how do those two clubs meet up? And I think I honestly think that you just need to know that there's someone there for you in your disparity. I think those buoys are like, if I can just get to it, I'll be better. If I can just get to that, if I could just get myself dressed so I can go to work. Once I get to work and have my coffee and some people who care about me, I put my socks on today. Woohoo! I have pants on.
Yeah.
So I think it gets to the basics that buoys really are those beacons of light. Like, I know that it's there. I may have to swim really far to get it, but each step I'm taking is closer to that healing process. And so I really think it is like that buoy is why you're swimming. Why, if I just get to that buoy, I'm gonna be okay. I can make it. If I've got that far, I know I can make it back. Yeah. Shore is the other way, but I need to get there first before I get back to land.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Or be rescued. Hopefully the buoy, if you're in the middle of the ocean, that's way different, right? If you're just dropped off in the middle of the ocean and you're on that buoy and you're hoping that because you're on that lighted buoy, the Coast Guard's going to rescue you. Someone's going to rescue you, and it might just be you that rescue yourself going, I got here so someone else could pick me up and put me back in the boat. So I think your purpose is really important, and those little things that help navigate to get to that healing is detrimental.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Get yourself together.
That was succinct and to the point.
Yeah.
That's what I
We
wanted.
didn't have a lot of squirrel moments. We didn't have all the things, but sometimes it just is.
I sang a little bit.
Do do better in helping you get through, because you can't heal your exes. You can't do your ex's healing. You can't do your family's healing because now they've lost that person in their life. Or we have experienced where when you get divorced, they don't pick your side, even if they're family.
Yep.
I'm like, just because you're family doesn't mean you like me more. Just because we're family doesn't mean that you're not going to call up the ex and be like, I still care about you more than her.
That could be like an anti-buoy.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I think as humans, we need to do better at asking for help, knowing that we're going to get through it, and not giving up, because you know that the end result is healing and doing better for yourself. And if you have kids, and for your kids. And
you're not a completely new person. You've just changed.
Oh yeah. It's just like a 2.0 version. Yeah.
Rachel, but your attitude, your values, and your drive for life is different, I think.
Yeah. And I think whoever has said it, like, you're not responsible for the things that have happened to you, but you are responsible of healing through them and being a better version of yourself in spite of the shit that's happened to you. And in spite of things people have done to you or situations you've been put in that you didn't ask for. And so I think we need to know that I'm worth it. And it's okay to say, Rachel, you're worth it. You are someone that people look up to. You are someone that helps other people, and you're a good mom. You're this. And a lot of times we're not good at taking compliments on.
Nope.
And I think the compliment in life is, I healed through that. I got through it. Look at, if I can help one person with the podcast, or like at work, people that we have our librarian, she had ankle surgery, and I saw her walking in her walking boot, and she was all crazy. I'm like, you're going to hurt your hips. You're going to hurt your knees. I said, I need you to do this. I need you to do this motion, blah, blah, blah. And she came to me today. She goes, oh my gosh, my back doesn't hurt anymore. And all this stuff. When she was saying that, thank you so much for being there, I caught myself going, yeah, it's fine. I'm a nurse. I'm supposed to know that. But instead, what I did was like, oh, you're welcome.
So simple.
So super simple. So just thank yourself for healing and trying to find your way back to, or your way forward to, a new version of you that's healthy and happy and
2.0.
healing. Yeah.
The next subject podcast is going to be how to get to that 2.0. Just thought of it.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you get to 2.0?
All right, everybody. All right. Have a nice, it's finally getting nice. So have a nice weekend.
But it's raining.
Yeah, but that's good though.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.